But in this moment, she took a rare pause from her fast-paced conversation style, staring out the window while her mind drifted back. About a year before the election, I met this wonderful young woman here at the city council. I call her my goddaughter, said Cruz. She's a Muslim woman from India. Amazing human being. I met her because she was having trouble renewing her visa and had asked me for referrals. Cruz befriended the woman and, up until the election, assured her that things were going to be fine, just fine, and not to worry. Hillary Clinton was going to be president, and all of the venom Trump spewed toward immigrants during his campaign would be history. A dark chapter, but one that was behind them. Then on election night, once Trump won, I called her hysterically crying, said Cruz. I told her, I need a copy of your passport, your birth certificate, your parents' information. I'm going to be your contact, because when they come for you, I'm the person who is going to show up. Nobody's taking you away from me. At work the next day, Cruz and a colleague tried to help each other cope with the shock of a Trump presidency and what it could mean for minorities, women, and immigrants. It was like we were doing therapy, talking about how crappy it all turned out, she said. Cruz mentioned the young Muslim woman and her parents to her colleague, and how she worried what might happen to them. That's when her coworker revealed that she, too, had a secret. You know I'm a dreamer, right? Cruz sat for a moment, steadying herself before the words left her mouth. You know I'm a dreamer, she said. Both women cried right there in the office, relieved to finally unburden themselves and each other. She told me her story and I told her my story, and she was the first person outside of my inner circle that had actually heard me say I grew up undocumented, Cruz said. I was ashamed of how I had grown up, honestly. But in the end, it was her upbringing that would become the basis for Cruz's candidacy. If elected, not only would she be the first dreamer to take office in New York, she would be only the third in the entire country. And it was not lost on her, or anyone else paying attention, that a win in Trump's childhood backyard, he was raised in Queens, would be both a real and symbolic victory for immigrants and their allies. It would be a personal victory for Cruz, too, who was determined to run on a truly progressive platform that would help the community she'd grown up in, where, unlike many other parts of New York City, mom-and-pop shops still outnumbered Duane Reade's and Starbucks, and she could order empanadas at the same place she'd gone to as a girl. Her decision to run an unapologetically liberal campaign that pushed the party left was similar to other Democratic Latinas running in New York. State Senate candidate Jessica Ramos, a self-described public school mom of two, preferential renter, and New Yorkina Colombiana, New York Colombian, was running against a right-leaning incumbent in the New York State Democratic primary in September. And congressional candidate Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a 28-year-old Democratic socialist from the Bronx, was taking on a 10-term male incumbent in the federal primary in June. All three candidates refused the play-it-safe approach to campaigning, even if it meant going unrecognized at first. Ocasio-Cortez was considered such a long shot, her hometown New York Times didn't do one standalone piece on her before the primary, or having to forge ahead without party support. Cruz's primary opponent, also a Latina with little experience but deep ties to the Queens Democratic Party, was endorsed by the establishment over Cruz. Luckily, I'm not doing this for the Democratic Party, Cruz said, shrugging. I'm not doing this for anybody other than the folks in our community that need it. All around her, the coffee shop echoed. We were a few blocks from Wall Street, only a 40-minute subway ride from Cruz's district in Queens, but it felt like a different world. Finance guys in button-downs barked about a stock thing at a communal table. A woman in SoulCycle leggings twisted her diamond ring back and forth while ranking expensive private schools with friends. Phones vibrated on tables, in pockets, on the counter to our right. The milk frother slurped, and stools scraped the floor, and a song I couldn't quite make out bounced off the white walls, and I almost suggested we relocate, except it was so wet outside. Cruz didn't appear the least bit distracted by the commotion. Instead, she kicked her voice up a few decibels as she casually wiped the crumbs from her brown butter donut off the counter onto her saucer, stuck the napkin in her cup, and stacked it all in a tidy pile for the cafe staff. It was a subtle move, the reflex of someone who knows what it is to work a job cleaning up other people's messes. We weren't just immigrants, we were poor immigrants, Cruz said, pulling a photo of her and her mom up on her phone. In the image, they are standing at the same corner in Queens.